Everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the mandatory sort of fights that are going to have to take place in 2026. The WBC held its annual mandatory convention today, and they've ordered a list of fights. So I just want to go through them, give my opinion. So yeah, let's start with. I'm on the Rings Instagram, so we'll start with Moses Itauma, Lawrence Okolie. Moses Itauma, of course, hasn't seen a lot of action in 2025. I think there was a stat going around that he had about 4 minutes worth of action in 2025. So obviously not ideal for someone of his sort of stature and also position in the game. He's 19, 20 years of age, so he's gonna really want that experience in the ring, and he hasn't been able to get it. I guess it's through a plethora of different factors. Obviously, you've got the way he iced Dillian White. Maybe people are asking for too much money. He's not able to get the sparring, the rounds. Maybe the opponents aren't going to challenge him enough. He is, of course, facing Jermaine Franklin next year on January the 24th in what will be the Magnificent Seven card that Queensbury have done. So I'll be interested to see how he gets past Jermaine Franklin, who has also fought the likes of Anthony Joshua and has given AJ round. So one can only hope that Itauma gets that experience. Maybe he gets in a bit of trouble, and then we can all see how he sort of deals with adversity in the ring. Lawrence Okolie, of course, coming off a victory in June, July, I believe. He tore his bicep in the second round, but then managed to still win a fight. And then I think he's fighting in Nigeria this year in what will be the Emir Khan promotion. I think he is co-main event. I think Amir Khan said that. So he is coming up from cruiserweight to come to heavyweight. So yeah, I mean, I think these two have sparred in the gym together. I think Okolie was the one who brought Itauma into the gym to sort of give all the guys sparring. So if they can put all their, I guess, their friendships aside, it'll be an interesting matchup, and one I'm sure that will give Itauma a lot of in-ring experience, but also Okolie can test himself against someone who's a top 10 heavyweight currently, I believe. So that's an interesting fight, an all-British affair. Let's hope that can happen maybe in the UK at the O2 Arena, perhaps, or maybe somewhere a little bit bigger. He might be on the undercard of a big fight, card in Riyadh, Saudi, but I think a lot of people will be looking forward to this one. And I'm moving on to Ben Whittaker, Joshua Buatsi. Buatsi, of course, coming off that sort of disappointing performance against Zach Parker. He just didn't really get going. Ultimately, he got the nod. Ben Whittaker, on the other hand, matchroom debut and showed a lot of people what he was about, albeit the opponent maybe wasn't as good as people were expecting him to be. He didn't really throw a lot, and Whittaker was able to ice him pretty cleanly. So these two again, Whittaker's not really been in with anyone apart from Liam Cameron, and he struggled the first time. He finished his dinner the second time, but Joshua Buatsi is a big step up for Ben Whittaker. I heard Eddie Hearn saying that he's got a fight penciled in March in America. So this could be a big summer 2026 fight against Buatsi. A lot of eyeballs. Buatsi, Queensbury, Whittaker matchroom, so reigniting that sort of rivalry. And also, I think for the British fight fans, it gives an idea as to how good each of these fighters are. Are they that? Can they go on and to world level to Benavidez? Can they challenge him? Buatsi fell short against Callum Smith. So a lot of questions will be answered if these two fought. And yeah, another fight that a lot of fight fans will be looking forward to. Hamza Sheeraz, Christian Mbili, Terence Crawford. That's come about because Terence Crawford didn't pay his sanctioning fees, and there was an article in The Guardian that read that Terence Crawford had to pay 0.6% of his $50 million purse bid, which equated to around $300,000, but he just didn't pay it. So the WBC has stripped his title and have ordered Hamza Sheeraz to fight Mbili for the super middleweight title. Now, Hamza Sheeraz coming off a big win against Edgar Berlanga, that sort of got his career on track, but also it was his debut at the super middleweight sort of weight, and I thought that fight did a lot of good for him because he was coming up against an opponent in Edgar Berlanga that wasn't afraid to almost get into his face, ruffle his feathers, and Hamza handled it with class. He was able to sort of see through Berlanga's noise, and ultimately did his talking in the ring with devastating knockout. I think he had Berlanga down 3 times before the fight was called off. So Christian Mbili coming off a victory against Ramirez on the undercard of Canelo against Crawford. That was a really good fight. It was close. It was a draw. Both fighters are undefeated. So again, another good fight that fight fans would are hoping to see. Conor Ben confirmed as mandatory for Ryan Garcia against Mario Barrios, winner. Conor Ben, I think he was number one after that win against Chris Eubank Jr. That fight would be at 147, I believe, which would mean Conor Ben having to come down, losing that weight. Can he come down and lose that weight? He's going to have to. But yeah, another fight. I mean, a lot of people are saying that maybe he doesn't deserve it. He's not really fought anyone in his weight class, but. And again, he is box office. If you like him or not, he can sell out a stadium. He's proven he can sell out a stadium. Maybe that was because of his father's legacy, maybe the Eubank story. But I believe that if he fights either Garcia or Mario Barrios, he could maybe not sell out Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but he could sell out an arena in the UK. So that is Conor Ben's appeal at the moment. He's currently the face of Matchroom as well as with Ben Whittaker. So. There's a lot of commercial appeal there for him and for Matchroom to sort of push him to new heights.